and welcome to Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy, Nigdi, Pune. In the e-lecture series of Pharmacognosy and Phytopharmaceuticals for the class second year Pharm D. Hello, myself Dr. Bhushan Pimpre. In this video, we will discuss about the saponification value and ester value for vegetable oils or animal fats. The reason why we perform this saponification value, its significance is to determine whether the animal fat or vegetable oil is eligible for soap making or for preparation of soaps, because in soaps we use oils or fats as one of the raw material. One more reason why this is important is it is routinely used as a quality control parameter not only for raw materials of vegetable oils but for finished products which are prepared out of vegetable oils. To determine the purity of the oil also we need to this is the SAP value is one of the parameters. The principle of this experiment SAP value is that if we take suppose a triglyceride which is ester of fatty acid. Now you can see here the blue colored structure moiety is a glycerol and the black colored components attached to it are the esters. When such kind of triglyceride or ester of fatty acid is exposed to basic pH, alkaline pH, which normally is by KOH or NaOH, it breaks, and upon breaking it sets the blue colored moiety free, which later on converts to glycerol. So this is the glycerol, and the remaining black colored moiety, they form a bond or they form a salt with potassium. So these are called as salts of free acids, free fatty acids. Now these salt of free fatty acids are nothing but soap. Now that is the reason why this determination is called as saponification value, and you can prepare a soap with the help of KOH and oil. The ability for any oil to prepare a good quality of soap is determined with the help of saponification value or saponification value is routinely known as saponification number, SAP value or SAP number. It is the milligrams. What is saponification number? It is just the milligrams, number of milligrams of KOH required to not only neutralize the free fatty acids but also to saponify the esters present in 1 gram of oil or fat or the given substance. Now you might be aware about acid value, wherein the definition used to read like number of milligrams of KOH required to neutralize the free fatty acid. Half part of this definition is acid value, and the next part, that is to saponify the ester, the milligrams of KOH required also to saponify the ester, together they form saponification value or saponification number. Let us assume if the SAP value is 185 for an oil. If you read somewhere in this for oil in any of the books, like so suppose SAP value is 185. What does that exactly means is 185 milligrams of KOH will be required to neutralize the free fatty acids and to saponify the ester present in 1 gram of that particular oil. This is usually applicable for vegetable oils and animal oil or fats, and it is not essential for mineral oils or volatile or essential oils, as these oils are not the esters of free fatty acids. Now let us have a look at how this saponification value is determined. The materials required for this are the oil sample of which we need to determine the sap value. This is taken as generally 2 grams, and the oil is to be diluted with a suitable diluent. Now here the diluent is 25 ml of 0.5 molar KOH, but this KOH or potassium hydroxide is prepared in ethanol and not water. The reason for using ethanolic KOH is oils are soluble in ethanolic KOH, whereas if we would have prepared it in aqueous KOH, in that case oil would not be miscible with the aqueous KOH. Therefore, we are making use of ethanolic KOH. Then the titrant, that is zero point 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid. This is to be poured into the burette. Then the indicator is phenolphthalein, as this is a simple acid base titration, wherein in the conical flask we have 25 ml ethanolic KOH and 2 grams of oil, and we add 1 ml of phenolphthalein indicator. Now these are the components of conical flask, and we titrate it with 0.1 molar HCl, which is in the burette. The routine glasswares are burette, pipette, conical flask and beakers. Now we will discuss about the detailed process as to how this titration is to be carried out. There are two stages in this method. The first stage is the titration of the sample, which is known as sample titration. Now in sample titration, the first part, we are going to use 2 grams of oil and we will be adding it to 25 ml 0.5 molar ethanolic KOH, which is the diluent for this oil. Now there are chances that some oils are not easily soluble in ethanol. For them, we need to set up a reflux assembly. In that case, use an RBF, add 2 grams of oil to it, 25 ml 0.1 molar ethanolic KOH, and set up this kind of an assembly. The condenser here, it prevents the ethanol from escaping out, and the same ethanol is maintained in the still in a boiling state. Therefore we get the properly miscible solutions. So at the end of refluxing, that means which takes around half an hour or sometimes 1 hour, this after refluxation you get a solution. This solution is to be added with 1 ml phenolphthalein, which is the indicator. The moment you add phenolphthalein to this kind of a solution, it turns pink color because the solution has zero point 0.5 molar ethanolic KOH, and in alkaline pH phenolphthalein shows pink color. So there are chances that your conical flask will look like this. The solutions in the conical flask will look like pink color, or sometimes a darker shade can appear. Now our job is to add titrant, that is HCl, to this solution and titrate. We generally titrate it with the same molarity of HCl, that is 0.5 molar HCl. How long should we titrate? Until we get the clear solution in the conical flask. That means upon addition of HCl, slowly the color fades and it disappears. The point or the ml at which the color completely disappears is known as end point. Until you get clear colorless solution, you should keep on titrating. Now record the burette readings, that is the ml of HCl present in the burette. Suppose, and note down that reading. Suppose we will take an example. Our burette reading in this case is 10 ml. It can be. So now 10 ml we have recorded, and this is called as A reading or the sample reading. Sample reading or the mLs of HCl required for titration was 10 ml. Very similarly, we are going to perform the second stage of this method, that is blank titration. Now in blank titration, we are not going to take the 2 grams of oil. We should directly start with 25 ml of 0.5 molar ethanolic KOH. Blank means what? Uh, all the setup is same except we are not using the oil sample. Rest all is same. This 25 ml 0.5 molar ethanolic KOH is refluxed, and then this to the solution 1 ml phenolphthalein is added. The moment you add phenolphthalein, again here you will get pink colored solution. So titrate it with 0.5 molar HCl until you get a colorless solution. So that becomes our endpoint. But remember, in this case, the amount of HCl required to produce this colorless solution will be slightly more. Record the burette readings, that is the ml of HCl. Now we will take an example. Suppose 25 mLs of HCl is required to show this colorless solution. So we will call it as B. B stands for blank titration or the readings of blank titration. Now about the calculation of saponification value. Here sap value is calculated by a simple formula which is 28.05 multiplied by B minus A, wherein B is the burette ml of blank and A is burette mLs of HCl in the burette of sample, and W is the weight of oil required. So A, as we have seen, sample reading of which was in our case 10 ml, blank in our case was 25 ml, and weight is uh, 2 grams. And this 28.05, this number, it is because we have used 0.5 molar KOH. Now if you want to prepare 0.5 molar KOH, we need to dissolve 28.05 grams of KOH in sufficient water to make 1000 ml solution. Such 1000 ml solution, from this 1000 ml solution we are taking only 25 ml. This actually is ethanolic solution. Instead of water, ethanol is there, and ethanolic solution is to be used as a diluent for solubilizing the oil. So therefore this 28.05 appeared in the formula. Now we will take our example. Burette reading was 10 ml for sample, the 25 for blank, and weight was 2 gram. So 28.05 into 25 minus 10 divided by 2. So this is 210.4. So our sap value for the given oil was 210.4. Now, one thing we need to remember is if the oil has been saturated with carbon dioxide, in that case, generally it is used for preservation. So, in that case, we need to reflux the solution in ethanol and ether for 10 minutes before titration. The oil may be freed the oil also may be freed from CO2 by exposing it to a shallow dish, that is Petri plate, or an evaporating dish in a vacuum desiccator for more than 24 hours. You can find the same procedure in IP volume 1. About the Easter value, now Easter value, there is no need to repeat the titration experiment, but in Easter value we use just the formula. What is Easter value? It is the number of milligrams of KOH required to saponify the ester saponify the esters present in 1 gram of substance. So here, which the oil for which we need to determine the ester value, first we need to determine the acid value of the given oil. Let us consider that the acid value of the given oil was found to be 2. Then determine the sap value, and if the sap value was found to be 210, in that case calculate the ester value from the formula, that is ester value is equal to sap minus acid value. Now here in this case it is 210 minus 2, which is 208. So this is just the theoretical value, or we need not have to determine it practically. Just determine the acid value and sap value, and from the formula you can get the ester value. And remember, there are no units for acid value or sap value or even for ester value. So this is about sap value and ester value.